Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to the 11th hour. So it's become almost tradition at this point to end every episode on some incredibly frustrating time taking puzzle. I did try to look on YouTube a solution to this furniture moving puzzle, and there was a 12-minute video that's restarted after 4 or 5 minutes. And at which point I just kind of gave up and said, wait a minute, they've made enough progress that I think I can figure it. So then I did spend probably about another 15 minutes working on it. So each one of these puzzles is hitting 45-50 minutes, and they definitely aren't that good. This one in particular is pretty terrible from its lack of top-down perspective, instead choosing an isometric angled perspective. We're trying to move this piano out, and I think you need to get into this pattern here. This is definitely not the starting pattern. Getting all 4 sofas in the back, 2 chairs, 1 table, and 2 chairs. That way we can then move this, and then move this, and then move that, and then move that, which then allows this point to get beyond this point, and then allows this to flatten out. The main changing factors are the chairs, because they can go from being 2 in a row horizontally to 2 in a row vertically, where the other pieces of furniture cannot, and they could be separated, although I'm not sure you actually need to have 3 on one side and 1 on the other at any specific point. Not a fun puzzle, and we are just getting later and later in the game. So that was the starting position, by the way. It's just not fun to potentially feel like you're going to have to just give up on the game and not see the ending because of a stupid puzzle. So what puzzle are we on now? Instrument is sharp, but it's missing its head. And then apparently the solution to this find, hunt and peck puzzle is to click on the harp here. I don't know why a harp would be considered missing a head, and certainly harp and sharp rhyme, but almost any musical instrument can play sharp notes. So yeah, I don't know why that's the solution.
A defective truck with crane makes for a ball-busting ballet.
And the game doesn't tell you that you solved the puzzle either, so you would have to click on everything in the game, then go up and look at the notes and the hints and see if you got a different hint. Unless it's been fairly consistent that every time you click on something that's correct, you get an animation. The game has been fairly consistent that every time you click the wrong thing, you get insulted, but that's nothing to really applaud. So if we're looking for a defective track with a crane makes for a ball-busting ballet, I would assume that's something we haven't seen. A toy. Maybe there's a toy in the attic. It makes sense. We're just going with guesses, and then I'm gonna look at the solution. Alright, let's see. It says the walkthrough says leave here, leave the music room, and then go upstairs, which is several clicks. That it's not bothering to mention, which I'm fair with that, because upstairs is a good starting point. And it says turn to the right and go forward twice. 1. See, there's a little robot, and this is the billiards room. Look down and click at the toy soldier outside the games room door. That wouldn't be forward twice. That would have been just forward once. And the hint here is a defective truck with a crane for a ball-busting ballet. I don't know how any of that has to do with this. But we got some more video, and I guess this is supposedly the best part of the game, so let's watch it. Now, who are we looking at? Are we looking at the editor or Marie? So Marie is making the other guy kill, so okay. We kind of know what's going on now. And we must need to get this next note because that's it.
Key missing first misprinted label.
These hints are ridiculous. Look at key missing first misprinted label. Maybe if you click something after you've solved the puzzle, maybe then it tells you that there's a new hint. And maybe I just didn't click anything after I clicked the harp. But it still kind of feels like the game is just being weird. And it feels like it's trying to remind you that it's trying to remind you what you were doing in between the cutscenes. Not that most of the cutscenes are so short, you should be able to remember. So, look at key missing first misprinted label. I mean, it could be something in the library, but I didn't see anything really labeled. It could be something in the laboratory. We've been in the laboratory a couple times already. Could be basically anywhere if it's just a key somewhere. Apparently, they're going to be generous this time, and it's just inside the game room. And apparently you're supposed to click on the eyeball on the pool table to get the next riddle. Really?
Use your eyes, dopey.
Pool table. Do they mean over here?
Ah, can't you get on the ball?
No. The lamp?
Now you see. Duh.
Enter the games room. Click the eyeball on the pool table to get the next riddle. So, is there an actual eyeball on the pool table? I mean, we've got the spinning eyeball. Over here is an eyeball. Ah. So they're reusing the eyeball asset. That spun around. I'm gonna click back here. And yeah, every time you click back after that, you didn't get the thing.
Disabled cutting edge.
Disabled cutting edge. I'm not even gonna venture to guess, I have no idea. But the walkthrough, which we're following very thoroughly at this point, just to be done with the game. I guess I'm somewhat proud of myself for not just rage quitting a game like this. I mean, I could definitely see myself rage quitting if there was no walkthrough, and it doesn't even seem like on some of these puzzle solutions there are even good YouTube videos, and it's not like I'm making good YouTube videos that show the solution either. So that's an issue. We're supposed to go into the door on the left and turn right and click on the dagger in the bed's headboard. Something I hadn't even seen. Apparently that's that, but that's a pretty small thing. One thing they could do is they could have adopted a point-and-click adventure highlight option where when you hover over things it would say the text. Down on top of subtitles would be very helpful. Looks like we're going to actually see a different knife than what we were even seeing before. Maybe that is the same knife, but it's different. I guess the big twist here would be if this is the character that we've been playing as and we see him getting stabbed. It's a really shiny prop knife. Too shiny. It's probably rubber, spray painted, or plastic. Yep. These little cutscenes and we're just rushing. Yeah, finally figured out how the system works.
Unreasonable reason.
Okay. For the walkthrough, it's having me exit through the left door every time so far, and so I don't think we're ever gonna actually exit through the other doors. Let's see. Forward we go towards the attic, which walkthrough really didn't need to tell me how to go to the attic. He could have just said go to the attic. We're gonna have to click on the train, so I'm hoping that clicking on the train is all we have to do and we don't have to do the puzzle again.
Where's your drive? Crazy, Carl. He keeps chugging away.
It says go to the attic, click on the train to solve the riddle, get another puzzle. So there must be another train somewhere. No, we already clicked on that. With unreasonable reason. Turn to the right. Go forward to the attic. Click on the train to solve this riddle and get another. Where are we on the map, by the way? Yeah, we've got only one more room. The doll room, and then what is labeled a nursery. I assume. That's what that means. Ah, maybe you click on this.
Stay on track. Go ahead, Carl. Make my day.
You know, for this guy being a toy maker, it really does feel like he should have more toys in his house. Or we could have gone to like his workshop at the very least. So now we have a different angle. Like, you totally get the feeling here that there was intention to have a lot more scenes, a lot more angles, a lot more video game, and whatever they had finished after 2 years, they just threw together because they just needed to get this game out. And I don't believe the developers of this game, I believe they're called Trilobyte, I don't believe they ever really succeeded in doing much else. I'd be really surprised to find out if they had even made some other full motion video like game. Like, I'd be surprised if they even worked on like Phantasmagoria. Okay, so you get that animation that's pointless. And then once you zoom out, you have another hint.
Unusual thesis.
So paper used in an unusual thesis, I'd assume, would be in the library. Well, again, make our guess and then just follow instructions on the walkthrough. Just to be done with it. This is bad. It's really, really bad. And then it says go back down, turn left, and go forward twice. 1, 2. It seems like we're still going to rooms we've already been to. Enter the door on the right. We didn't do too much. Seems like they've got at least 2 or 3 things in every room to justify. So if we know it's in this room, does that help us any? Not really, I don't see any paper. Unless this is supposed to be it. It says turn to the left and click the bed sheets. How is that supposed to be the solution to that riddle? Paper and an unusual thesis. It makes no sense at all. And if we're just trying to find things and they have nothing to do with the riddle, and we're just trying to, and we would have found things based on clues that were in the video, that might be interesting. It would be really repetitive if we had to watch the same video over and over again, or the same clip over and over again, and it probably would be better for the game to just have the main character go, I've seen that sheet before, let's find it, and then you just get told find the sheet that's from the video. That would work, certainly, and it would integrate the gameplay a lot better than into the cutscenes. You can see some of this is just filmed in completely different lighting situations. Interesting, he pushed it in and then he fell in also. Where I feel like I saw him throw it in and then turn around and not go inside. So I don't know if we're not seeing 2 different instances of him throwing bodies into the house.
A droid holding a sharp instrument.
This is like the 3rd or 4th time we've had the word sharp used. Leave this room, go downstairs into the kitchen, click on the cleaver embedded in the door. We're almost done with this act, and if we can really rush, we might be able to finish the game in this recording, but I doubt it. I have never even heard of the word adroit, let alone what it means. It's a shame that you keep looking at the boarded up door as if there's supposed to be something you realize from that. I don't think there really is. Other than that the boarded up door does look fairly different from the boarded up door we see in the cutscenes. I think this girl's from the first game.
Hello, Chuck. Are you ready?
Ready? For what?
Soup's on.
Soup's on. Soup's on.
How about a chuck roast? A chuck steak.
So the ghosts are gonna chop up the guy who was killing them people for him. So they introduce Chuck and then they basically kill him.
A deserted arthropod.
And yeah, I kind of still hate being in the kitchen because there's that dripping sound. So I guess that's Chuck. So it seems like there's a lot of murderous kids, murderous ghosts, and maybe some murderous kids. See, leave the kitchen, turn to the right, and enter the dining room, which would have been kind of the first place we would have ever gone. Can I get in the dining room just by turning to the right? I don't think I can. I have to walk forward first. So the instructions are getting worse. Let's see, click on the dessert on the table to play a game against Stauf. You need to get 4 of your bonbons in a straight line before your opponent. So, dessert. There was a cake puzzle in here originally. Apparently this is the dessert. Looks creepy. So this is another one of these puzzles that you just play against Stauf. He probably shouldn't be labeled as a toy maker. He should be probably labeled as a so it's just like Connect 4 or what? As a game maker. That would make more sense. Because of all the games you're playing here against them. Okay. I'm gonna play up here just to make sure. And I'm gonna go ahead and play here. And then let's see. 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, and then block. So I'll just go ahead and play here. Let's see. Doesn't seem like, because there's kind of not a grid here.
Hello, is anybody home in there?
And he connected 4 and beat me. Like there's no grid here, so it's really hard to know how far to one side you can go. And we're getting definitely some creepy sound effects. Is he gonna beat me somehow if I went 1 more? I don't think so. He seems to be fairly well built around the idea of building upward. Let's see, what do we want to do? Now I can't play here because he would beat me. kind of no point in just playing this. I think I am just going to end up forcing his hand. Let's see, if I play here, he wins. If he plays there, then I have to block him. Alright, so I block him. And he won. Anyways, oh man. These suck. These little games, visually not well designed to start with, and then not thought out, and not adding anything to the content at all. Gonna go ahead and just play that just in case.
You have the intellect of a banana slug, and the same good looks.
I don't know. Like, after playing a lot of these games, I'm starting to think I'm just done with puzzle games for a while. Like, maybe I just need to hunker down and play some standard run and gun shooters. Like, these are getting kind of ridiculous. Just as far as the level of frustration and irritants that's happening around a lot of these puzzle games. Just gonna play here and see if I can force him to do something he doesn't want to do. This would be so much easier if I just knew the path. So I'd have to block this guy and then he'll just block me. So if I do something like this, he'll play this and then I'll have to block him. And then he'll win. Just start on the end, I guess. I've been trying in the middle and not succeeding in any way that way. Let's see. Just race upward, I guess. I suppose the plot here would be to try and snooker somebody and force them into losing. And that would be the goal, but we keep just running into different puzzles over and over again. If it was the same puzzle every time, and it was just slightly more complicated, if we were just doing something like tic-tac-toe, okay, maybe by this point I would have learned how to win. That wouldn't be any more fun, but at least it would be something that we would have gained some familiarity with. And speaking of like run and gun shooters, certainly the concept of running and gunning is very familiar to most players, and it's not something you have to relearn or train the player to figure out. So yeah, it does make sense that that is such a prevalent element to so many games.
If you only had a brain.
I don't need the game insulting me. It doesn't improve anything by doing that. And I just completely want to skip all this. What if we were to just play on top of each other? Just kind of see what happens. I'm just gonna play on top of him and see if maybe the AI is particularly dumb.
Let me know when you have a clue.
Oh, this is really frustrating. And I guess this is probably a great example of what goes wrong with just programming computer AI. There's clearly nothing here to tell them to make a mistake, to give you a chance. They will just play the perfect plays on these basic games in particular in such a way that you don't have a chance of succeeding. There's no way. And the programmers should have known that. Certainly should have come up. Right. I think I could kind of win here. Maybe. If I played here, he wins. If I play there, he wins. Does he have some other way he could win? Yeah, he set himself up for a victory there. Because now if he plays here, I block him, and then he wins. So all I can hope to do is just have a constant threat against him. And I didn't. So unless there was a way to win right now, I either leave him alone and I hope he makes a mistake, or he plays here and wins, or I block him here and he wins. Unless his AI is just dumb enough that if I play here, he'll block me, giving me a chance. Nope.
Couldn't solve it. Oh my.
Yeah, every 30 minutes, every single 30 minutes, we are running into a puzzle like this. Something just incredibly poorly designed as far as the AI and the playability. see. So pressure's on now. And what else? I want to build up over here. And build up over here. Block that one. Let's see. Build up over here, I guess. I can't go any further. Again, a grid would have been so much more helpful. If we go here, then he probably blocks us. So then okay. Trying to figure out if he's got a solution to any pressure I'm putting on him. And I'm not sure he does. And he just blocked one thing or two things. And yeah, because these center columns in particular are mostly filled by him, he kind of beat me already just because of that. I can't play here. I've got a block here, and then he wins.
Even a blind pig finds a truffle occasionally.
Okay, well.
Now what the heck is a Trilobyte?
I guess I will.
You're playing against Stauf.
Kind of wish that information was said every time we play a game. Also, it would have been helpful if he's had some phrase like "beat me in this game before you go insane," something like that. Didn't even have to be the same comment every time, but just something to make
your bonbons in a row before Stauf does.
Make sure the player knows you're playing against them, and it's not just doing something in reaction to your reaction, to your actions. Well, it's been another 40 minutes,
Getting closer.
and I guess I'll just play off screen some more. Seems like as we approach the ending of this game, we are doing just more and more of that. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want to friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.